Okay, so now we made it to the part where we're going to actually start digging a little bit deeper on how to write test. And one of the frameworks we're going to use is called Jest. There's multiple frameworks for testing code in JavaScript, but Jest is one of the more popular, and Jasmine is another one. But we're going to go into Jest. If you are new to this channel and you would like to follow along with the curriculum, the link is in the description. It is free and you can follow along. Now, let's get into it. Hello, Jest. In order to unit test our code, we need to use a module. Such as a module is called a unit testing framework. And there are many to choose from. If you want to, you can click this link and look at the different choices. We will use Jest, a popular JavaScript testing framework. We are using Jest because of its popularity in industry, excellent developer support, and it is used for testing React applications, which we will learn more about in later lessons. Using Jest. Jest is an NPM module that can be installed and used in a manner similar to Reline Sync. Jest will require that we first install it. We then will have to configure everything to make sure that Jest can run the test in our project. A project using Jest has several components. 1. A folder containing our test. This folder is commonly called test. Test files within this folder. For example, if we want to test a function called hello, we might have a test file called hello.test.js. 3. Package.json. With Jest listed under dependencies, our dev dependencies, or let me read that again, package.json with Jest listed under dependencies or dev dependencies. I talked about this a little bit where I talked about the dependencies versus the dev dependencies. Pay attention to what is the names. If it's a dependency, it's more global. We're going to use it throughout the application. And see, it's just for development only. Occasionally, you will find an extra configuration file called jest.config.js. This is used in cases where we want to use a different configuration from Jest default options. Warning: Jest can be set up and used in many different ways. If you are looking for an answer on the internet, like on Stack Overflow or in the documentations, you will see widely varying usages of Jest that may not seem to apply to your situation. For example, maybe another developer on Stack Overflow stores their test in a folder called spec or underscore test underscore. So pay attention to that. And everyone has their opinion on how they want to label their test. Hello, Jest. Let's build a hello world. Jest project to get familiar with the basic components. So we're going to open the Hello Jest directory in the chapter example folder in JavaScript project under unit testing. So here, have it already opened up. Now, as you can see, you have to make sure you're in the correct folder or directory. Right now, I'm in the JavaScript project. So if I do a ls and I want to go to the unit testing, make sure you cd into the unit testing and make sure you're there. Now, let me cd into the chapter examples, and all right, that's where I am. So I want to go into the Hello Jest. So I need to cd again, because how do I know that this is a directory? Because it doesn't have a file extension. So remember that. So I still need to go to the next directory, which is the Hello Jest. Now when I see ls, there we go. We have the file .js, and we have the packages, and then we have another directory right here. But here is the actual file, hello.js. Here's the test one right here. We'll go over that in a moment. So let's go back to our reading. Now we will walk you through the steps needed to get a simple Jest project up and running. Code along with us throughout this section. Run npm install in your terminal to make sure that your project is ready to run when you want to see how the code works. So as you go over into your hello.js, I'm just going to read it here. You can follow along in visual code if you like. But here, let's go line by line. So we have 16 lines of code here. We have a function named hello. How do I know this is a name function? Because it's the function keyword, and we have hello. And then we have the parentheses with the parameter name. Name is just a holding a place for whatever information or value we want to store in it. So it's like a variable. So we have a condition here. Some of you sometimes are struggling with understanding how functions work, but just remember, take it one line at a time. So here, I need some logic here. What is the logic that I want? I want to say if, so this is a condition, is name if strictly equal to the undefined. So of course, if this is true, this is going to run name assign world. Okay, so here we want to return hello, comma, with a space. We're doing the concatenation, name, plus, then we have the exclamation point that we want to change to it, or we want to concatenate to it. So let's read a little further. The hello function takes a single argument representing a person's name. Now it takes an argument, but we know that this is a parameter. So what it means is when we invoke the function hello, we're going to pass it an argument like someone's name or your name, and returns a string greeting person. If the function is called without an argument, the function returns hello world. All right, so you see what it's saying. If it's undefined, this condition, that means if we don't pass it an argument, it's going to default to world. So get familiar with understanding how you want to write your logic, because I know functions is a little bit challenging for you, or for some of you. To use this function outside hello.js, we must export it at the bottom of the file. Here we go. Here's our module.exports, and we're assigning hello. Notice we don't have the parentheses, we just have the name. Now, here we go. Test / hello.test.js. Now that we have a function to test, let's write some test code. Add a folder named test to the project within the folder. Create the file hello.test.js. So here, is it already created? It's already been created for us right here inside the directory test. So let's go back to our reading. It is conventional to put test for file name.js and test / file name.test.js. Why are we doing this? It's because Jest, this is what it's going to look for, this file, this naming convention, in order to know, okay, this is a test that I want to run. This makes it easy to find the test associated with a given file. At the top of the hello.test.js file, review the import of your function from hello.js. So here we are doing what? We are using the require in order for us to find the module, which is a path to the file. So when I come here, this is the path to this file right here. So what we're saying here, we want to get access to this particular file. Notice .. / meaning it needs to go up one directory. So I'm here. That .. allows me to come out of this test a directory, and it allows me to go up to the hello Jest right here so that I can get down here to this hello.js. So it has to come up 1, up 2 to get here, because this is what we call at the root of the chapter example. Okay, I hope you're still following along with me. Now below that, there is a call to the function describe. So here we are. Inside of the test, we have this, what we call a function called described. And I know that this function is, this is the whole function right here that's with inside of this parentheses. I'm passing in the logic here, the test. I got the name of the test. I'm labeling the test, hello world test, and then I'm passing it a function. So it has 2 arguments. So these is what we call arguments, because this is not being defined or declared. We're invoking it. We're invoking this function. Make sense? All right, so let's go back. And it tells us that passing in the name of the function we want to test along with an empty anonymous function, describe, is a Jest function that is used to define a test suite. A group of related tests. These related tests are placed within the anonymous function to be run together as a suite. And we'll explain more. Now here we go. Here is the syntax of it. We have hello, which is a string that's describing the actual test, and this is the function with the logic that we are going to run. Now, I'm going to stop the video here because I'm going to go over 2 parts to this particular section, because I want to make sure you get it. Because in order for you to understand how tests work or how to test your function, you have to understand functions as well. So we're going to keep reviewing along with learning how to test our code. So now that's the end of this video. Remember, the more you do, the more you improve. See you in the next, finishing up this video.